guys. Oh my god, it's so windy again. Today I decided to not have my bangs out because last time was a disaster. That bangs was just all over the place. But happy Wednesday and welcome to the third episode of Stroller Stories. So whether you're tuning in live later or you're watching the replay, today we're gonna be going. Hi Jess. Hi honey, how's it going? You got your wine ready? It's a little bit unexpected but like I had actually planned this live out. And the thing is that Leon hasn't taken a nap today either. But right when it was like about 5 or something like that, or actually right before 5 o'clock, he was like literally decided to nap, that he wanted a nap. Like he was just like uncontrollable. Like, so I needed to put him for a nap. And then I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna do my stroller stories without him. I'm just gonna go out for a little walk. And of course, Jamel was home. But right before, so I planned it out very good. And I even put down some notes and stuff like that, some pinpoints, so that way I will not forget what I'm gonna talk about. Because last live was just a disaster. I was just like never getting to the point or always losing track. So I put down all of my notes and all of that on a little notepad, and then 10 minutes before 6, he decided to wake up. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna put him back to sleep again. So maybe he'll sleep just for the night. That did not happen. So now here he is. I took him with me because I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take him with me, so maybe he'll sleep in the stroller, or maybe he'll get some energy out, so that way he can actually sleep through the night. So here we are. So I'm actually gonna talk about today. That was a long-winded introduction, but I was going to talk about being uncomfortable, and so I have my notes, obviously, but now I don't even know how I'm gonna handle the notes, because obviously now I gotta push the stroller. So yeah, even though I was like so happy with my plan, something always gets in the way. So I'm just gonna roll with it, not stress about it too much. But I kind of have an idea about my kind of outline for today. So I'm gonna share a little story from actually before I was a mom, and then I'm gonna share some of the things that I'm actually doing or that makes me feel better, or that helps me like being in an uncomfortable situation. And let me know if you can hear me, or if there's anything wrong with the sound or the connection or anything like that. Just please let me know. And somebody else is joining. I don't know who is it. Let me know who you are in the comments section. So where was I? See, this is why I wanted to have an outline for today. So let me just check my notes here. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I even remembered it. Hi, A Mom's Life with Becky. How are you? How's your week going? Great. Okay, Jessica says she can hear me. That is very good. So I'm gonna try to lose track and not get too nervous. So if you've watched my Get to Know Me tag video that I did a couple months ago, you know that I shared that I'm kind of an introvert. I've always been kind of an introvert, but I've just kind of, I'm good. Thank you for asking. So I've always been kind of an introvert, but I've lived my life as if I was an extrovert. And I don't know if that makes sense. And what do I mean by that is that I've always kind of put myself in situations thinking that I'm very outgoing and very social and just like a social butterfly, but the truth is like I'm not. So I've always been kind of like awkward in like just communication and I don't know, like just socializing, I guess, and public speaking, like all of these things. But I've always put myself in situations that requires those skill sets or those things. So an example of that is when I first got my sales job here, or when I first got my job actually in the United States, which is like, it's my only job that I've had here. It happened to be in door-to-door sales. And I'm talking like hardcore door-to-door walk, like literally 8 hours a day, street up, street down in Los Angeles, asking business owners for them to sign up for our phone system. I was working for a sales company who worked with AT&T's products. So, and it was business to business, so we were like the middleman for this company. Long story short, that was very uncomfortable for me. Extremely uncomfortable for me, because not only was it like a different language, I know, right? Couldn't do it. That would be the worst. Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, that's what I thought too. I was literally like, I don't know, and I don't know why, like, honestly, I do know why I applied to this job, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm gonna try to stick to the point. So once I started, right, there was like, you have to stick to a script, first of all. And I'm terrible at memorizing things, so I have to stick to a script because there's a sales pitch. So you have to like literally say word by word, and we would have like trainings in the office, you know, who could say it the fastest and like memorize it overnight. Like the first day you started, you had to know it. Like, what? And and so not only was it my second language, but it was like so uncomfortable dealing with all these like focus on myself and like just pressure of doing something really, really uncomfortable. And I remember the first time I was actually going to knock on the door by myself. It was, I say I remember it, I just remember the awkward, crazy feeling of like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But I don't remember exactly like anything else, because I literally blocked, like I just kind of blacked out. And and so I can literally cringe right now, because I feel like that was just the most awkward, terrible moment. I just felt like I wanted to cry. Like it was bad, guys. It was really bad. But fast forward, I was there for a year. That's also the company that I met my now husband. So everything comes, you know, together for the good. But what I was gonna get to was that a million doors later, and it felt like it was never gonna happen. It felt like it was just the most uncomfortable, worst situation ever. But I just didn't have a choice. Like I had to work there, because I got that job, and I was kind of, I mean, I was dependent on getting a job in the United States. Yes, it was really meant to be. Now looking back, we talk about it all the time. And how amazing, what everything, like, it's crazy. And I thought it was never gonna end, and I thought it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be so weird forever. And I ended up, you know, throughout that year, just learning so many things and being so uncomfortable, being uncomfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. So that was like one of the things that I took from that company, was that like, and it was not only knocking door to door, selling things. There was all the training in-house, and like with all of our like coworkers and everything. Yes, everything happens for a reason. Totally, I couldn't even say it better. Like I live by that quote now. And it's like, just like having to do public speaking in the office, run little like morning meetings, stuff like that, little things like that that just, I mean, I was gonna probably quit a million times because I was like terrified and scared because I have like social anxiety and stuff like that. But it just ended up like being so good for me because it pushed me to another level of like self-confidence that I didn't have before. And so, yeah, I don't know, really, now I lost chain of thoughts like I always do. But yes, that's what I was gonna say. In the end, before I left the company, I had probably gone to hundreds and hundreds of different doors asking for people's business and being through like the worst experiences ever. I was also 5 months pregnant doing these things at one point, and it's like there was very uncomfortable situations. But what I've been taking from that is a few things that I've just really learned to embrace and really keep in my mind for the times when I'm really uncomfortable. And in my last vlog, if you've seen that, I went out of my comfort zone because now today it's like my uncomfortability, I don't know if that's a word, just comes from another place. Now it's no longer maybe like, I don't know, I can't even relate to the same things anymore because being a mom has literally, I don't know if you guys can relate, but being a mom is the most uncomfortable thing for me. I don't know, I'd never thought that it would be like this. So like just being in the unexpected every single day and like just being uncomfortable with little things like I never thought I would be uncomfortable with, like it freaks me out. But so now it's no longer those things that I was always scared about previously in my life, but I've experienced new things. So like I touched about in the vlog that I was talking about is me reaching out to other moms or like being part of mom groups or stuff like that, or even going to the library here is like weird for me. And I just got reminded of that every the messages are disappearing, but got reminded of that the other day because I was like, you know what, like I keep just like reminding myself of these few things that I'm going to share with you guys today because it really does help me if I keep them in my mind when I'm getting out of my comfort zone. So and meanwhile, when I'm taking up my notes right here, just give this video a thumbs up, guys. So please help me out here so it doesn't get awkward like it always does. Okay, let me see. It was, yeah, so the first thing that I try to keep in mind, and the reason why I like literally have to like read this right now is because I don't know, I just I just black out like I always do because this is uncomfortable for me, guys. This is so uncomfortable, and I've said it before a million times, but it's so uncomfortable, and I don't know. But this is what I mean though. Hi Carly, how is it going? This is what I mean though, guys. Like I've always been so awkward. Like this is like so weird to me, but I keep putting myself in these situations and I don't know why I'm doing it, but I do know though, which I'm gonna share in the end. But so the first thing I always keep in mind is that it's always a learning experience. So like you will always come out of the situation as a better person, hopefully. And it doesn't feel like it at the time because it literally feels like you're gonna die when you're so uncomfortable. But hopefully you will always remember that situation as scary before you went into it, and not so scary once you get out of it and have like the answer to it. So, and the second thing that I want to share is to really not focusing too much on myself. So that's like the tip that I have, is to really get out of your own brain and your own like focus that everybody's looking at you. Or I mean, I'm standing here in the middle of the street right now and it's so uncomfortable, but I'm just zoned in because I'm like just talking to you guys right now. So I'm like, okay, but I don't care if they're looking, that they don't know me anyways, they don't know what I'm doing. But it's hard, but it's like really helping to actively remind yourself about you know, what can I do to focus on that other mom in the park instead of focusing what she's thinking about me in the park? Or like, how about I'm giving that old man that is like walking down the street a smile and asking him how is his day going, instead of me thinking about like, oh, what is he thinking about me, or like, what is that guy thinking about me, or what is that mom over there looking at me for? Like, sometimes it's just, oh, actually always, most of the time it's always in our heads. So you know, what can I do to help somebody else feel more comfortable in their uncomfortable moment? And the third thing, and the most common thing, or the most important thing, in my opinion, and that I really, really stand by, which is like why I started this channel all along, is to really just realizing that like you're never alone. Like, you're literally never alone in being uncomfortable and being out of your comfort zone. Like, we're all struggling with like different kinds of being uncomfortable in different kinds of situations, of course, because we're different human beings. But there's always, in every situation where there's more people involved, there's always somebody else that is just as or even more uncomfortable than you are. So just having that in mind just really helps me, because then I can think about, you know, the fact that maybe I'm helping somebody if I'm trying to like just get out of my own head and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna do something right now that makes me uncomfortable, because maybe that helps somebody. And I'm kind of having that responsibility to help other people. So I don't know, I just really wanna challenge, and I'm doing that really hard right now, like really hardcore right now. I'm like really on this journey of like challenging myself, because I'm like, I don't want to be in my shell of like being anxious and depressed anymore. I'm just like, no, I'm done. Like, I can't deal with it. I'm done. So I'm just like challenging myself, and I want you guys to do it too, you know, because we're all, like I said, we're not in this alone, and we can do it together. And just really challenge ourselves to just do something little, something small every day to just get out of our, you know, comfort zone. Because whether it is, you know, I don't know what it's for you guys, but I would love to hear what it is. Maybe something today that you guys were uncomfortable with, or if it's something in general that is like kind of like a cycle in your life that is like uncomfortable, doing different things, or let me know what it is, and we can kind of chat about it. But so whether it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a different route on my walk today, or I'm gonna order a different kind of coffee at Starbucks, like, I don't know, just small things like that. Like, you could always start with those things, because not always is it like life-changing moments, but if you start somewhere small, it can lead to, you know, you becoming more brave and less, you know, anxious and scared when it comes to those pivot moments in your life where you really have to get out of your comfort zone, like getting a completely different job, or I don't know, moving to another city, or I don't know, just getting in a friendship that is like a little bit uncomfortable for you, or enter a mommy group, like whatever it is. Maybe sometimes you have to just remind yourself that like that now I got really uncomfortable because somebody walked past me, and I'm just talking as if I'm talking to like a million people right now. So yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I mean. The gym, yeah, exactly.
Don't be uncomfortable. The truth is always good enough.
That's so true, and that's exactly why I'm talking about it in my live stream right now. This guy, I don't know if you guys hear it, but he literally turned around and he said, "Don't be uncomfortable. The truth is always good." That was so awesome. I'm so glad I captured that in my live stream. And this live stream is just going on 20 minutes. But, you know, and at the end of the day, also a takeaway is that really, really every time you do it, you're going to get better. And so every time you get out of your comfort zone and into the awkwardness or weirdness that you're trying to like get better, like you are going to move forward, make progress, and come out of it as a better person. And if we have that mindset, then honestly things just become less scary. So yeah, the gym can relate 100% because I haven't been to the gym since before I had Leon, and I used to go to the gym a lot. Like you guys relate. Like I'm just like, I don't know, it's uncomfortable because I don't have the body that I used to have. So, you know, I was really comfortable going to the gym before, but I'm not anymore. And baby steps, guys. So let's take baby steps together, because there's like always something that we can get better at, and it feels so good when you come out of it on the other side and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like that is the best feeling in the world. And I think that's why I've always lived my life being uncomfortable, because it just makes me a better person in general. I don't know. I wanted to share, like I said, the one thing that, or the reason why, I can't even remember the phrasing now, or what I even said, but the reason why I'm doing these things or whatever, or just always live my life. Which way do you want to go, honey? He's like getting impatient right now. He's getting uncomfortable, guys. We took a different route actually. That's hilarious. I just turned in right now. I used to usually go left, but now I'm making a right. He obviously felt that. So I'm gonna turn around, make him comfortable again. So yes, the reason why I think I've actually realized that why I'm living my life that way is actually honestly because I know, even though I'm awkward, even though I'm like an introvert, or I feel weird or whatever, or uncomfortable, I know that my purpose is bigger than that. And I also know that like I'm meant to do public speaking. I know so Becky says I haven't done a live because I can't edit it. And that's exactly the uncomfortable, that's like the epiphany of, I don't know if that's a word, but epiphany, it's a word, but it doesn't make sense here. But that's like the major thing when it comes to being uncomfortable. Like that's like going live is like it's scary, guys, but I really challenge you guys to do it. Just try it. If you guys let me know before you guys go live, or when you plan to do it, then I'll definitely be there to support you guys. So it's just that I'm meant to do something that involves public speaking. And I always knew this, but I was always so terrified. Like I was so terrified that I didn't even go to class if there was a possibility of me doing like a speech or something. Like I would just stay home. Like, yeah, my grades weren't good, guys, because I had a lot of absence when I was like a little younger. But I don't know. I firmly believe that everything, you know, like Becky said, like everything happens for a reason, and it does lead up to your purpose. So whatever scares you or whatever is like very uncomfortable for you, just look into that. Just dig a little bit and see if maybe it's uncomfortable because it makes it just you're drawn to it in some way. Maybe you have a story to tell. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It's going on. Oh, not too bad. 23 minutes. What else? What do you guys have to say? I feel like I'm just babbling, but I also wanted to say hi to you guys. What is something that makes you uncomfortable with being a mom? Because I feel like that's like something that makes me really uncomfortable, is definitely the never get to be really alone, because like I have a huge need to be alone, and that's just not happening anymore. Very few times, except in the bathroom. And no, actually I'll take that back. It doesn't even happen in the bathroom anymore. So let me know if there's something that makes you uncomfortable with being a mom. And yeah, and then I think I'm gonna try to like wrap this little stroller stories up. I actually am doing a workout right now because I'm holding my phone, And yeah, it is starting to burn a little bit in my shoulders. Jessica says, daily I feel like I did something wrong. I could do better. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. I always have my mom guilt, she says. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we talked about that before. Like, that mom guilt or feeling that you're doing something wrong, that is being very uncomfortable. That is making motherhood extremely uncomfortable. And I think that's a factor to why we, you know, always put so much pressure on ourselves, because we have this idea of how it should look like, or what we want to live up to. But the truth is, we're doing something that we've never done before, unless you have other kids. But as of most of us, like, we were doing something that we've never done before. Every single day we're doing something that we've never done before, because our babies are growing so freaking fast that they're learning things every single day. So I mean, it would be weird if it wasn't uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable for them, so why wouldn't it be uncomfortable for us? And Becky says, you're your worst critic. And yeah, I mean, we really are. And if we and it's the same thing there. Like, we need to get out of our head and stop focusing so much on ourselves. Seriously, like, I'm just like, yeah, we need to do that, guys. We need to really step out of our own brain for a second and just look at, you know, things could be worse. And honestly, sometimes I look back into my life and I'm like, oh, you know what? Things have been worse. I've been through worse things than this. And even if we haven't, sometimes it's like, no, I'm literally at the rock bottom, and like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out. And then you don't even have to think about these things. Just focus on, I don't know, I was talking to Jessica the other day, just focus on taking a bath. Try to take a bath and relax a little bit. And I don't know, just get some more sleep, like I've talked about before. It's like the groundwork that needs to be done first sometimes to get out of a funk or whatever. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys. I am super grateful every single time somebody joins, and every single time I get through these live streams is a victory for me. Feeling a little bit better about myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. And I can't even exit it. There we go. Love you.